She was wearing light clothing and wandering around the room when she suddenly turned around and discovered a man standing outside the window. The man was carrying a shotgun, staring at her with a greedy look on his face. Before she could recover from the shock, a fat man appeared beside him. Annie hurriedly called her boyfriend, asking him to drive the two men away. Unexpectedly, Jack opened the door and directly invited the two men into the villa. Seeing their ill intentions, Annie looked at her boyfriend uneasily. Jack knew what the two men were thinking, but he didn't take it to heart at all. Instead, he made up an excuse to leave, deliberately leaving Annie with the two men. Annie had no choice but to hide in the room, but the other man followed her in and sat directly beside the girl. After a few frivolous words, he began to make blatant threats. Seeing that the girl was about to escape, he directly pressed her against the glass. Just as he was about to go further, he noticed the fat man watching at the door. The fat man stared blankly for a long time, completely ignoring the girl's despair. When Jack returned to the villa, he was well aware of what had happened. He looked at the two brothers with a playful look in his eyes, without any intention of pursuing the matter. When the girl woke up, Jack was lying in front of her. Using money as bait, he told the girl to serve the two perverts well, promising that after they left, he would give the girl a large sum of money as compensation. The girl was utterly disheartened, finally seeing her boyfriend's true colors. The tragedy she had experienced was actually deliberately arranged by Jack. She only wanted to go home and directly threatened to call the police. However, Jack completely tore off his disguise and constantly humiliated her. The girl was completely desperate. Taking advantage of his turning back, she took a step outside in one leap. Seeing that the situation was not good, Jack immediately chased after her. However, not far away was a cliff. Jack tried his best to steady her. After stabilizing the girl, he turned around and took a deep breath. The three men looked at the girl from above, with no chance of survival. Jack's actions scared the other two men. Jack actually dared to kill someone. Not long after the three men left, a drop of the girl's blood fell to the ground, and more ants crawled onto the girl's body. Suddenly, the girl woke up and looked around. She wanted to open her mouth and shout for help, but blood had already filled her mouth and nose. Reaching out her hand, she slowly pulled the earphones, wanting to pull them closer. She successfully hooked the lighter, put some dry grass next to the branches, and set it on fire. The branches cracked and she fell down. At the same time, the three men came to the edge of the cliff again, apparently to destroy the corpse. Annie heard the sound of the engine and slowly crawled up, using all her strength to crawl towards the edge of the cliff. But when the three men walked to the edge of the cliff,